Ghanatube so snowy masai swatena say Elsia for Dimechi na yenkotie ensemba kumienu bi ekoso ewo o mangani muna say ba na de eka no me de atwaso amamo Dimechi.
And on the issue of Alawa, thank you. I knew this is the response Alawa is going to trigger. Let me assure you that the minister has made adequate provision in the budget for the payment of allowances. And the allowances will be paid from January. And so you'll get the arrears. When we pay the allowances, you'll receive the arrears. But what has delayed it is that the minister is putting in a system so that you'll be paid through the controller and accountant general, so that every month when workers receive their salaries, trainees will also receive their allowances. So when that is done, you receive your allowances every month, and then we'll pay you the arrears from January until the time you started receiving the allowances. As we prepare Ghana's next medium-term development program, 2026 to 2029, I urge all our MMDCs to take leadership in facilitating inclusive consultation. The Minister of Finance is about to release the first quarter of the District Assembly's Common Fund. And as I said, and the Minister said, 80% of the money accruing in the fund is going to go directly to the regions for you to decide how to use it. So MMDCs, you have no excuse. You are going to get your full money. We're sending you the guidelines. Cabinet approved it at the last cabinet meeting to show you how the money has to be dispersed. And we're going to use it as your key performance indicators. Every year we will see what you've done with the District Assembly's Common Fund, and based on that we'll decide whether you stay or you go. Development cannot thrive without security. We are aware of the challenges in the eastern corridor of Bono East, particularly around the Atebubu and Manteng area, Sene East and West, and the Pru districts. Highway robbery and armed robbery has become rampant. In response, I have directed the Minister for Interior and the Inspector General of Police to deploy additional security personnel to those areas where robbery has become rampant. We will also provide the police with patrol vehicles and communication equipment so that they can keep you safe. We're also going to strengthen community policing and intelligence gathering in order that we can reduce the incidence of armed robbery. Peace is not the absence of conflict, it is the presence of justice and protection, and we will not rest until every community in Bono East feels safe and secure.
Is on the matter of the removal of the now suspended Chief Justice. We know that in a unanimous decision, that petition for interlocutory injunction on her suspension has been thrown out again. What options is she left with? Or, well, I mean, if you can give me, just drop a pin in terms of where we are right now in the processes.
Well, I mean, I think for her, she's going to fight for her rights in the ongoing process. But I think any honest person knows that what is going on is politics and not law. Anybody who says that this is Article 146, 147 is either complicit in it or is being naive. Everybody knows that what is going on is politics. This was premeditated. This was pre-announced. This was pre-advertised. There are clips of, now President Mahama announcing that they have a plan to appoint more NDC persons onto the benches. They announced quite clearly that they were of the view that the benches were not favorable to them. They bastardized, the Chief Justice and the Supreme Court extensively when they were in opposition. I was part of our legal team when we were going through the last election petition. You see all the spurious remarks that are made about her on social media, calling her all sorts of names and trying very hard to link her to the MPP. And so the intention was clear ab initio. If that had not been the case, then people could actually believe that there is some innocuous constitutional process going on.
But that same constitutional provision has been used. Yes, please.
If I just may, what is going on is a pre-advertised, pre-orchestrated, pre-planned exercise, now using the legal processes as a cover. And I don't think anybody is fooled by that. But what I'll say to that is that the consequences of our actions lie ahead of us.
Speaking of which, Mahama Yariga, the majority leader, has spoken about some actions that could take place to streamline further the removal of a Chief Justice. But if I am to take the point you make that this could be, and I'm not using your words here, frivolous, maybe something that is wishy-washy and is being perpetrated with the simple aim of getting the CJ out, my curiosity then lies with the courts, the apex court. Yesterday she was in front of her own colleagues, and the petition as submitted by Godfrey Adame was lost. It was unanimous. The losses at the apex court, would it in any way reflect the law, or is it that there too we are not seeing certain things?
So let me start from what my very good friend and the respected majority leader Mahama Yariga admitted to yesterday, that they intend to bring rules to Parliament to provide for what they are already doing. And I think it is an admission, it's a naked admission, that though the courts struck down the initial application that what is going on is unconstitutional because the rules or the subsidiary legislation around the exercise of this discretionary power are not in place, they are admitting that actually that is the case. And that is why they are now coming to proffer rules to try to do what they have already done. Because, for example, that prima facie determination has already been done. So what they are doing is an admission that that application held a lot of substance in it. I have said that the consequences of actions that were all taken, they lie ahead of us. And posterity will judge all of us for the actions and the inactions and the decisions that are being made today and are being justified in what. Sometimes when I watch some of our colleagues on TV, going on and on and on, convicting her in the court of public opinion, when even her application to supplement her affidavit is being thrown out on the grounds that it discloses information that should not come out. And you have senior government officials sitting on television purportedly giving details which should not come out.
Madam, as I mudi mechi ekotie ensema ekoso ansa na mesori musun me kai wo say ha Ghanatube so ubetimi eja wo comment e de amayen na ye be kenkan e de amofu fefe won subscribe and subscribe na fa unsa emia notification bell no so say de be ansem no 72 na wenya no intempa so modofo snowy ni ebusiafo makram.